Hey there guys, welcome back to the Doug and Racecraft YouTube channel. On this episode, I show you how to go from your stock boring Mustang II brakes to a big brake kit without breaking the bank. Alright, so we're going to keep this video short and sweet, get to the meat and potatoes of the video just right away. So, if you guys are like me, you want to maximize your build without breaking the bank, right? Obviously that's the case, or else you wouldn't be watching this video, right? So, I picked up originally these Wilwood Dynalite, I think they're Dynalite calipers. 4-piston calipers, got them from a rear end that I picked up for a friend of mine. Honestly, really good calipers. Wilwood makes a kit to use these on the front of a Mustang II. That kit can cost anywhere from $800 to $1,000. Really good stuff. Not saying you're not getting your money's worth there. Later on Facebook Marketplace, I found these big dogs. So these are 6-piston Wilwoods. I think these are also called the Dynalite caliper, 6-piston. But after I got to looking at it, you can see here, I don't know how well you can see it. I'll show you better later on. But the center line of the bolts to the actual radius of the caliper looks to be about the same on both of those if you're eyeballing it like I am. So my original plan was to buy the brackets to use the original 4-piston caliper from Wilwood to use with my current 11-inch rotors. I never got confirmation. Obviously, you can't call Wilwood and ask them, hey, will this can I butcher your kits to try and make it work for my car, because they're not going to really help you out that way. So I've been kicking the can around for a while now, trying to figure out a way. If anybody else had done this swap, and to my knowledge, nobody else has really figured this out yet. I was going to buy the Wilwood caliper brackets from Summit, and then it just so happened that Heidts had a link. It was like a advertised, you might also be interested in type thing on Summit, that used this caliper with a Granada style rotor, which is what I currently have on the car now. You might imagine that piqued my interest. Come to find, I went to Heidts' website. You can buy just the caliper bracket on its own, luckily. So that's where this comes into play. This is what makes everything happen here. Obviously, there's site specific, comes with 2 of them. I'm up with the part number on the screen down below. So obviously I knew that this bracket would work with this caliper with that rotor. Obviously, to make this whole scenario work, you need to have the 11-inch rotor from a Granada. You can pick those up from Speedway motors. I think they're $45 a piece or something like that. Pretty inexpensive rotors. So that brings us back to this. So like I said, I knew for sure this caliper would work on my setup, but I also had these sitting here. So worst came to worst, my original goal was to use these on the front with these on the back. Those of you that watch the channel know that the car is getting pretty fast. It's trapping almost 150 miles an hour in the quarter, so I should probably upgrade my brakes. The brakes that I have on there currently is this rig right here. This is a GM metric caliper. They made millions upon millions of these, use them in cars forever. These are super readily available, which is why I went with them over a Granada caliper. Obviously, they have a bracket to adapt that style caliper to the Mustang II spindle. I'm still on stock spindles if I haven't said that yet already. Obviously, the perks of having a Mustang II front suspension. Obviously, not only Mustang II guys are going to watch this video, street ride guys will also watch this video too, hopefully. So that's really all it is. Obviously, using the Wilwood caliper, you can use, I'm not going to say any style caliper, don't quote me on that, but you can at least use either one of the Dynalite calipers, 4-piston or 6-piston. You know it'll work. I'll show you my setup here in just a minute. Just so long as you use this bracket. Obviously, if you want to go to anything past an 11-inch rotor, you would have to get the corresponding Wilwood bracket, because if you go through all their kits and everything, they do break down part numbers on what brackets to use. There's 2 different brackets for Mustang II style front suspension, and I didn't really, they're not super expensive, but they're not cheap enough that I would feel comfortable ordering one that I didn't know for sure would work. So that's why I did what I did here. I think this Heidts kit was like 120 bucks for the brackets or something like that. And that brings us to the actual dollar amounts for all these kits. So obviously in the title I said something along the lines of big brake kit for under $500. You could very easily get that set up here. You're not going to be buying new parts. You are going to be buying secondhand stuff, but obviously use your discretion when you're buying used parts. Make sure it's well taken care of, well maintained, didn't come off a wrecked car or anything like that. These calipers, the 4-piston calipers, they are super available if you want to buy them used. I've noticed that a lot of circle track guys use these, so they're dumping them off constantly, getting new ones. Nice thing about Willwood is they do make all the rebuild kits and everything for their calipers. So you can rebuild them if you are mechanically inclined to do so. So these, you can pick these up for 200 bucks all day, every day. Honestly, wherever you are in the country, eBay is a good place to look too. Obviously, using the Mustang II spindles, stock Mustang II spindles will work. You can get drop spindles as well. The Heidts Mustang II Willwood, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, I put the part number on screen. This is, I want to say, 120 or 130 bucks for both of them. It comes with all the hardware and everything like that too. And then the rotors, we'll call it 50 bucks a piece, right? So altogether, all in, you're looking at 450 bucks. Even with these calipers, I still stayed under $500. I picked these puppies up for 300 bucks. Came with all new hardware, brand new brake pads. Like I said, you can find guys upgrading from these to bigger stuff all the time. And this should be more than enough for what I need, at least for a while, you know how that goes. So I will show you this installed in my car quick, then we'll wrap the video up. So this is already installed on the passenger side. As I said before, 11-inch Granada rotor, and this thing fits like a glove, almost like it was meant. So you'll notice we have ample clearance in between the caliper and the rotor, all the way around. Also a lot of clearance here too. And you also have full pad engagement on the rotor on both sides. I had to 45 my fitting off the caliper because otherwise it goes into the coil for the coil spring. Obviously you don't want that getting caught in there. But yeah, this is a super easy setup here. Like I said, it doesn't break the bank, gets you what you need, gets you home without spending too much money. So let's get you back over to the workbench, we'll wrap the video up. So that's gonna do it for this video. Like I said, I want to keep this one short and sweet. There was a lot of good information in this one, and I didn't want to take up too much of your time. So without further ado, that wraps up this video. I hadn't seen anybody post about this yet, so I wasn't sure how many people knew about it. This is a super easy way to get yourself way better than stock brakes. Even if you're not super aggressive driving, I mean, you'll still get way better pedal response with these calipers. Also something to consider is your master cylinder bore sizing. You do want to size that appropriately for whatever brake setup you have, so that is something you should look into if this is a swap you're considering. But this is going to be where we end this video. I got a lot of good videos coming up here. Obviously wrapping up the 82 GT. I have all that up here now. Got a pretty sweet little workshop set up here now, and I'll show you that in the next video. Also obviously going to be continuing work on the King Cobra. A lot of good content coming. If that is something that interests you, please consider subscribing. It really does help get some traffic through the channel. If you like the video, obviously like the video. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and comment down below. That's going to do it for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Y'all take care now.